Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Senators, Rep. Williams, ladies and gentlemen that are here at the committee. I'm here as not only a representative. 17 years I was with the Rhode Island Commission for Human Rights. As you well know, the commission is responsible for the enforcement of state and federal anti-discrimination laws. Black hair as an industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And when you consider, after listening to the history lesson that my sister had provided to all of us, that there is a large portion of a culture that is being co-opted for economic reasons by another group of individuals, it's hard, or it's difficult, at least for me, not to see this as somewhat of a racial divide. Now, I will tell you that once upon a time, when I was single, my hair used to be very, very thick. It was what was considered to be kinky, not curly, but kinky. And I went to various salons, as I was required to by my mother, where the licensed hairdresser would take a straight razor to my hair and thin it out. And they would do this regularly. As I had gotten older and I went to various hairdressers, I've had hairdressers, licensed hairdressers, who gave me both a perm and a color within the same month. And if you want to talk about breakage, it was awful. So the hair that I have on, that I'm wearing today, is exceptionally thin in comparison to the hair that I was graced with at birth. I mention this because going to the school and having someone who's licensed is not a guarantee that you're going to have a good haircut or that you're going to have the right hairstyle for yourself, quite frankly. For me, when I hear what Rep. Williams said, and I know myself about the long history with regards to braiding and plaiting hair, and to say that you have a group of individuals who started braiding hair many times at the kitchen table or in the family, or as Rep. Williams said, or one of the witnesses said, between the knees of her aunt who was braiding her hair. Why is that less acceptable than someone who goes to a curriculum school of only a few weeks, who may or may not learn the appropriate way to braid hair, or maybe braiding hair on a mannequin head where the hair texture does not resemble any of the hair that they're going to be working on? Now, I want you to think about another industry. I'm Italian and Sicilian, gotta say that for my father's side of the family. I learned to cook with my grandmother. Grandma made her own macaroni. She made gnocchi and she made all kinds of pasta. She showed me how to braise meat. I go to quite a number of different restaurants in Rhode Island, and I don't know if any of those chefs have gone to Johnson & Wales. I don't know if they've gone to the Culinary Institute. No one is saying that you have to go to the Culinary Institute in order to cook a meal for someone here. Why are we doing this with regards to hair? Is it, again, because it is a multi-billion-dollar industry and some individuals have found a way to cut the people who have brought this to the forefront out of the equation? Now, I understand that Senator Morgan took a little bit of exception to say that this is a racial issue. But I have to tell you, jazz was a music form from the Black community. And rap was a music form, it is a music form from the Black community. And tap dancing was an art form for the Black community. And how much are we going to insist that we take from a culture and not give them the opportunity to express themselves in the manner in which they were taught from when they were small children? I would feel more comfortable with my thin hair going to any one of these people who have learned to braid hair culturally through a family than I would going to a salon and having someone that has a license that says that they've been doing hair for 2 years. I would feel more comfortable going to any high school in the state of Rhode Island and seeing the hair on the student, male or female, looking at the braids and say, okay, I'll sit down. What could you do with this mess? Because they understand what the hair is. They know what it is. It goes way beyond being intuitive, quite frankly. It's part of their culture. And the way that I don't need to go to Johnson & Wales to learn how to make a meatball, or to know what temperature the food has to be reduced to before I can refrigerate it, those things that we're taught at our family side, and we take it as a matter of course because it is part of our culture and our practice. Again, going to the institutional schools is not a guarantee that there's not going to be breakage, that the dyes are going to be perfectly executed. And I can tell you from doing a lot of work with the senior citizens, when they bring students in to give free haircuts and free dye jobs, God bless the fact that a lot of these elderly members are nearsighted and can't see what the hairdo looks like. So with that, I will leave it to people much more educated than myself within this area. But I just wanted to say my piece on behalf of the individuals in my district who enjoy and do a wonderful job of braiding and plaiting hair.
Thank you. Any questions for the representative?